Hi, Mike Sweeney. How are you doing today?
Hello, what have we here?
You guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit. It ain't C3 penis face and R2 dickhead.
Dickhead.
Hello there.
Looking? Found someone you have, I would say.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy Rogue Squadron podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're a bit under the weather, and
I'm not under the weather whatsoever. What are you talking about?
the debauchery has taken it back a notch.
Explain.
Let's drink about it.
Elaborate. Let's
I
get
am
right
Mo-
into the beer review.
I am Mopar.
I'm Commander Cody.
And side note, this motherfucker's 30 today.
Woo, woo.
That means it's his birthday.
Yeah, motherfuckers.
So cheers to him.
If you're live with us, it's my birthday. If you're not live with us, yesterday was my birthday.
And if you're listening to it a month later, last month was
my birthday. Just want you to know about that. It sounds like for whatever reason, we're going to dive right into this beer review, which this week is not sponsored by anybody. Sponsored by my wallet.
Yeah, exactly. But if you are a constant listener and you have heard our more recent episodes, so the Tavor codes are still out there, so you guys can still do that. It wasn't a limited time thing, so
it's true.
We are still just waiting for our box to come back around once a month. So, but yeah, let's run into the beer review. Run into it. I'm tired of running. What happened outside of the beer review? We went out yesterday, had a good time.
Hung
A
out?
little long.
A little long what?
Birthday celebration.
From 11 till
Yeah. We
like
could
8 or 9?
I had to wake up early to go to this birthday celebration at the brewery. No, but
My wife planned something fun for me at Land Grant. The only reservation they had left was at 11:30 a.m.
mm-hmm.
So we got there and started hammering stuff early on during the day. And it was fun, though.
Yeah, no, it was just, it can be a long day drinking no matter what day it is,
I
whether it's a
enjoy it.
birthday or anything.
I enjoy it 1,000%.
No, I agree. I was still recovering because I was in camp mode. So we were drinking up there and I was like, so I didn't drink. I didn't even have a beer until 4 p.m. No one even noticed.
I didn't notice, no.
Didn't have a single fucking thing.
I had a lot.
So, but yeah, that was fun.
It was
Camping
fun.
was fun. We were able to get away, like no cell service camping.
Yeah.
So
I
just-
noticed.
I put, nothing. But the cool thing is you get out that far and you have to take advantage of it. So we went on some hikes, obviously up in the Appalachian Mountains, as well as we got to see the Milky Way galaxy. There's like a stone tower at the top of the park area that we're at. It wasn't as bright this time. 2 years ago, we actually saw like the colors of the galaxy.
That's fucking sweet.
This year there was so much moisture in the air. That's the one thing that sucked this year. It was so hot.
Yeah.
Like it was like high 80s, which isn't terrible.
But it was humid.
But you just sat there and your arms would just be
Dude, that is the worst.
condensated.
That is the most uncomfortable situation that there possibly could be.
No joke. And we do while our cabins have electricity, all it is lights and a refrigerator. So there's no AC or anything. So
And
we
you're enclosed.
Oh yeah.
That is my nightmare.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Travis Dunn, that is part of Wayne's World at the very beginning. The woman in Wayne's World's watching the show, and she's like, "Oh my god, I love these
She's
guys."
in
They're
bed with Rob Lowe.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so funny, but she doesn't laugh.
Speaking of the Milky Way, when I was out in Arizona in May, I looked up because the Milky Way only shows itself based on the rotation and based on the time of year. It only shows itself at certain times. So I actually looked up when it was going to happen, and it was like 3 a.m. So I set my alarm in my tent and woke back up at 3. But like you said, it got too cloudy or whatever. So by the time it actually rolled around, I couldn't actually see anything. So
Yeah.
I was kind of salty. But I'm going out to Vegas this week and then driving to LA.
Mhm.
So on the way, I'm going to stop in a national park. I think probably I'm going to go to Joshua Tree. And
I've
I'm
never
going to,
heard of that.
yeah, it's in California.
Is it like
It's
a
got-
big
it's
thing,
got-
or is that
it's
just the
with
one?
the crazy looking trees? Not the big redwoods in San
Right.
Francisco, but like the ones that like go totally sideways. I
I
don't
thought
know.
that
You'd
was
have to see it.
Japan,
No.
where they all grew like 4 inches and then they go.
Japan tree. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to stay at a similar place out in the desert, and hopefully it presents itself to me and I can fucking feel like I'm in Interstellar or some shit.
Yeah. And to be honest, I never in my life thought I'd be able to see the Milky Way.
I saw pictures of that. I didn't think they were real for a long time.
Right. Yeah, like I said, a couple years ago when we saw, I mean, the colors and everything, I was like, holy shit, that is awesome. And then this year, because it was so moisturized,
It's fake. The Earth is flat, actually.
it wasn't colorful, but it was still, you could see kind of like the clouded of, because the Milky Way isn't like a, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like a disc in the air. You don't see, it's not like a blob or anything because we're on the edge of it. So you literally just see like part of a disc in the air. It looks like clouds. I must have been looking at
You
Cloud
lost
City.
me at the disc in the air thing. I had no idea what were you talking
You'll
about.
know, if you actually get to see it. That's
Fingers crossed. I'll be out in the desert, so hopefully.
does this count? Are these fingers?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good argument. It's like the whole is water wet argument. Are your thumbs fingers or are they thumbs?
Thumbs up. It's not fingers up.
It's true.
I proved it. What do we got here?
This is from North High. Lovely local brewery here. So
Is it?
good that they named a street after them. Ha ha ha.
I get
This
it.
is an Oktoberfest. It is September. It's feeling good. It's been so I woke up today, it was 55, and I love the cold. I love the cold weather. I love wearing, hoodies and flannels and shit. So we are getting into Oktoberfest season, so I thought it was, about high time we had one. I looked for the Sierra Nevada,
Yeah.
which they do a different collab every year with a different brewery in Germany.
Oh, that's right. They change it.
Yeah. So they do a different one every year. So I looked for that. I couldn't find it. So I got this instead. I don't think I've had this from North High before. So
Maybe we'll find it on Tavor.
but
Maybe
I
it'll be one
do
of the
I do
features.
love their beers. North High has good shit. So
I wasn't too impressed with them many, many years ago. It was probably 3 years ago that I only had like a couple of them, and I was like, yeah, it's not good. It's not bad. It's just standard. Definitely 1 out of 3's 3 years ago. So we'll hopefully this
before
blows.
we knew what the hell we were talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Oh, sniff test. I always forget.
Well, since I'm kind of under the weather, my snifferoos are
That's
not.
very true.
That's the other thing that sucks about Mopar. Let's get into it. Why the fuck do
Sound
I
like
go?
my wife.
Why the fuck do I get in? I go on holiday, and I say that because I just said it. I go on vacation. I was the only one in my family that would always end up fucking sick. We went up to Canada. I was like 7, pink eye. I went down to South Carolina, went in the water, ear infection.
It's all the gluten in your diet, man.
I knew good gut health. Good.
That's all you need. You'll never have sickness or anything.
I don't know what it is. Every time I come back with something. We went out to LA. I got a cold.
Yeah. Well, usually it's like a combination of shit.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's pretty good. It actually has a like a wash of a very light beer. Like the back of the mouth feel, it feels lighter, but
Yeah.
it has there's a lot of
I was gonna say that when we did the smell test before you talked about the snuffles. It actually smells like a lager or something super super light.
it drinks like a lighter beer too. No, that's good.
It's tasty. Carefully crafted in Columbus.
It's tasty.
It's 5.4 ABV.
Juan, what's going on?
Fun fact: the contents of 3 of these cans will fill a 1 liter beer stein very nicely.
Wait,
and
is
that's
that just 12 ounces?
3 of these, so 36 ounces.
Couldn't everybody put that on
I
their
think
can?
it's supposed to be tongue in cheek, dude.
I've had
this needs to be done.
Mopar is weak. I'm not weak. I'm under the weather. It's
Yeah.
raining outside.
If anybody wants to usurp him for leadership of the Sith, now's the time.
Usurper.
Yeah, so there's no, poem about how they made the beer and the ingredients around this thing, which actually I'm kind of getting sick of that, so I approve. And I like a little joke on the side. It's like when you would have the popsicles back in the day and they had a fucking riddle on them. That's what this is like. He's not listening anymore.
Please be kind to our planet. Okay, you talked me into it. That's all you needed to
No,
say.
this is good, man. This is good. That's good.
Please be kind.
It's good. It's really good.
Be
Yeah,
kind. Rewind.
You be kind.
Dude, I tried to
Fast forward.
when I was out in.
Be rude. Fast forward.
No, this is a really good beer. I always say I'm not a big fan, but I don't dislike, but I don't. I'm normally not a huge fan of Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
They're kind of right in the middle where I have to. It might sound good. It might be a little cold outside. I'd be like, okay, I'll do an Oktoberfest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I got this, because it's cold outside.
True, but this is a. It's hitting. It's hitting. We fished the tool out of the squadron.
I like it. It's good. It's easy drinking. In my Oktoberfest and Marzens, I prefer them to be a little more rich, a little more chewy, I guess is kind of a weird word to say, but I kind of like it a little more
This
chewy.
is a bit chewy.
Not enough, though. It's almost like too
Wait.
light.
Too light.
Chewy as in
it's
like
too drinkable.
Like it's thick, you know what I mean?
It's too
Which, yeah, and too drinkable is definitely not a bad thing. I'm just saying when it comes to Oktoberfest, I want it to be a little darker, thicker.
I wonder what this means. The Norden Hoch. So we have some Mopar.
We got some goddamn Viking language on this shit.
Yeah, Norden Hoch.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, while he's looking that up. No, I understand. This is a lighter beer, more drinkable. Actually, it's leaning towards one of the better Oktoberfests for me. Sometimes I think they try too hard and throw so many fucking spices and shit. And just,
Possible.
what are you bringing up over there?
I don't know.
It's not enough, Han.
What is Hoke? What the fuck is that?
I don't know. HOCH.
Sorry. Hi.
Hoch.
Nordic.
Oh, North High. North High.
we're not even drunk yet. Yeah, so it's German for North High.
Is it German?
I think so.
Could be Nordic.
Nordic High.
North High. Very weird. Carefully crafted in Columbus. Again, carefully.
said that.
It's not recklessly brewed. Again.
Carefully crafted. It's
Carefully
so ridiculous.
crafted.
No, it's tasty. It's good. I'm gonna say like a solid 2 for sure. Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't say
Okay,
this is
Elon Musk.
No, let me do the. Yeah, if you guys aren't aware, Elon Musk, who I only know him from Tesla. What else has he done? He was a billionaire or whatever before Tesla.
He co-founded PayPal. That was
And
like
that's
his
it?
first big thing.
Wow,
And
interesting.
then Tesla, SpaceX, the Boring Company.
You say Tesla?
Tesla?
I don't know how many Z's you put in the first time.
I said Tesla.
You said Tesla. I'm just asking what you're fucking rounding about. Vizsla.
Sorry, Vizsla.
No, that's interesting. I don't know what is. No, I'm actually on the border of 2 and 3 only because
Really?
I'm not a huge fan of these, and I already explained why. But this is very good.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, I'll be all. I'm solid 2. This is good.
Good.
It's-
Finally, we agree.
It's just not blowing it.
That's
So-
good. It's fine. It's good to drink. We're gonna drink these while we talk about Star Wars.
North High.
Feels
More
good to
than
be.
Hulk.
Feels good to be back on the mic, man. We skipped a week, so hope you guys enjoyed last week. We did not do a live episode, but we did have the fanboy commentary come out for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
We've gotten some good responses on that so far. Almost got copy striked by Disney on the YouTube version, but they let us have it, luckily, which I actually found surprising. But
See, I wonder what the
it's
limit
automated.
is there.
It's automated.
I know, and
So like because
you
we
can't-
have one version of the commentary that's just us. So if you want to sync it up with the movie at home, we have another version that has the entire movie soundtrack, not soundtrack, the entire
Audio.
movie audio behind it. So you can listen to it on the go. So as soon as the YouTube robots hear that, they immediately pull it and then you have to dispute it. But Disney let us have it, which is very nice of them. So thank you.
They've heard of
Mouse.
us.
Thank you, Kathleen. She
Kathleen.
did not done everything wrong.
Thank you, Mouse and Mousestress.
So if you haven't listened to that yet, check it out, please. And Solo is right around the corner because that Blu-ray comes out.
Next
Digital
week?
comes out the 14th.
Oh, that's
And
this
then
week.
the Blu-ray comes out the following week.
Look at it, digital. Fuck it.
Something like that. So that'll be in a week or so.
Wonder if they have pre-order stuff going on. I'll buy it for $15 right fucking now.
Fun fact, I actually don't have the Rogue One Blu-ray yet. So I'm going to have to get both of those for my collection.
I don't either. I have it just digital.
Yeah. But I like having the physical disc for make a fine addition to my collection.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy Rogue One. It's one of my least favorites.
No one gets the jokes. What are you talking about? Oh.
All right, guys. I brought up. Anything else going on?
I'm just gonna make stuff up because I don't want to hear what you brought up.
Continue on with that. Can't wait. Oh, do you want to do the giveaway?
Yeah, let's do the giveaway. Grab
we
those
forget.
things.
I'm gonna randomize.
Are you gonna randomly pick one, or are you gonna let him choose which one he wants? I know I said him. I'm assuming that our patrons are all men. They are, but I'm sorry. I figured we have 3 Black Series figures over there. We can let the winner pick which one they want.
All right, we'll do that. So we got General Leia Organa, we got Maz Conniption Fit, and which also comes with the chest and the Skywalker lightsaber, and then we've got Finn First Order disguise from 8. I would assume, yeah.
Out of these, I think Maz is probably my favorite, just because of the treasure chest and the lightsaber.
I like Finn. Finn looks badass,
And he comes with that fucking
The shock-
swivel white shock saber
baton.
staff sleaze baton.
Yeah, taser.
That's like 17 weapons in one. I don't understand why they did that.
But we got here. Lift up the Organa, the Leia. So we're gonna. One of these is gonna be the giveaways. We'll be talking about the mall featurette. Jesus, hold your hands.
Calm it down, Alex.
Jesus.
So,
The
proud
mansion.
to announce. So, are we gonna let him pick?
Who?
What he wants?
Yeah.
Okay. So, proud to announce our winner this week is Dave Driley, one of our newest patrons. So, congratulations. And you get to choose. We're gonna message you after this, and you can pick which one of these
Wait,
you
let
want.
me do a drum roll. Dave Driley. I hope we don't get kicked out of here.
Everyone in the office is pissed.
Those 2 drunken bastards are at it again.
Those idiots in 243 need to revoke their fucking charter. They're pissed.
Tase them until they shit themselves. All right, Mr. David Driley, you get your option of the Maz, the First Order Finn, or the Leia.
And of course, a bunch of other random bullshit.
Go with the Finn.
stickers and
Get
pins and buttons
stickers
and everything.
and Rogue Squadron podcast
So
condoms.
I'll make sure we smash these before you get to pick them.
He doesn't want them anymore. Just send him a beer and kisses in the mail.
So everybody on our Patreon at the $10 or more gets entered into our giveaway that we do once a month. Usually a Black Series figure with a few other bonuses. And let us know, Patreons, if you want something besides Black Series figures. We can't give you a Hot Toys, unfortunately. But if you want pops or signatures of our empty beer cans, that might be a good little fucking tidbit.
Mopar drank this.
By the time they get to you, they'll be all moldy and everything. It'll be great.
nothing left.
Empty as fuck.
Empty as fuck.
So let us know if you want something different. But for right now, Black Series seems to be the way to go. So if you want to jump into that, patreon.com/Rogue Squad Pod, or search up Rogue Squadron Podcast and give us your Republic Dataries, and then we'll reciprocate with things. With plastic
Things.
molded into the shape of your favorite superheroes.
You know how funny that is, though?
What, toys?
Just everything you buy. What is this? Well, it's plastic and glass.
And
Well,
electronics.
none of that matters.
Speaking of plastic, which is made from oil, I watched There Will Be Blood today.
What's that about?
Highly acclaimed. It's about an oil man back in like
Where did you watch it?
on my couch
On Netflix?
on Hulu. On my couch with my dog, motherfucker. What are you talking about? With the coffee in my hand.
Did he choose it or did you choose it?
He did choose it. Let him choose it. No, I've Travis, Tommy Boy, has been telling me to watch that for a long time. I watched what's the name of the other one? Damn it. No Country for Old Men,
That's a good one.
like 2 weeks ago, and then I watched There Will
How
Be Blood.
creepy.
Dude.
The thing with the shoot the fucking whoop whoop. That's to kill sheep.
Terrifying. I know. That was creepy
They
as hell.
cast that movie perfectly. That dude, he looks like a dickhead. His hair and everything.
Sorry. I don't know why.
That's what he looks like.
What do you think the casting pamphlet said when they sent that out in LA? It's like, must look like a dickhead from the 70s.
I got your guy.
No,
Colonel.
that movie was great. Not what I expected at all. I loved everything with Josh Brolin too. Thanos being a savage cowboy motherfucker. That was cool. But no, Tommy Boy has been telling me to watch both of those. They came out right around the same time. Very serious. So There Will Be Blood was about So it's Daniel Day-Lewis,
Who's that?
the dude that did Lincoln, and the butcher from I just watched that one too, Gangs of New York. The bad guy, so he's always like very serious, like character actor.
Yep.
But no, it was good, very serious. It was he's building his oil empire back in the day when he strikes oil out in the desert in California. So it was cool. I don't want to. I mean, like, there's not too much to talk about. It's
You made it
literally
sound like it was a
very-
documentary.
Oh, because you asked me and I said it was about oil.
It's about oil.
It's about oil.
Oh, we find it, we drill it, and then we refine it.
It's hard to explain because it doesn't sound that exciting, but it's very dramatic. And the way it's shot, like the first 10 or 12 minutes of the movie has no dialogue whatsoever. It's all visual stuff. So you kind of have to watch it to get it, but it was very good. I recommend it. At least watch it once. Very slow, it's very drawn out, but it's worth it at the end. There's like a whole like 45-minute chunk, like right after the halfway point, that was like, what? No, what's happening?
First of all, the Gangs of New York was also too long.
Yeah,
That movie was too long.
but I feel like that
understood.
one keeps you on the edge majority of the time though.
That's a weird one because that was with
Leo
Leo.
Yep.
Yeah, I just
and
something-
Qui-Gon Jinn at the beginning.
So, yeah, that's right. It missed me. Yeah, I couldn't pay attention. I kept like every 20 minutes. I was like, "Look, I don't give a fuck anymore."
Checking Pornhub.
Yep.
I tried to watch that first a long time ago, and same thing happened. Didn't really catch me, and then I watched it a month or two ago, and it was like, yeah, I dig it.
I'll have to
Not my favorite, but it's worth like focusing and paying attention to the entire thing.
rather watch Interstellar.
I would definitely rather watch Interstellar. Alex has asked us if we have seen the new Mission Impossible. I have, as I have proclaimed many times in this show, that me and Tommy Boy are obsessed with Mission Impossible.
I've never seen one.
Huge fan. I recommend skipping 2. But the
that's-
new ones are
that's-
fucking awesome.
That's silly to say because even you gotta watch too.
I mean, yeah, you can watch it.
The other ones that I want to get into are the Bourne. I've never seen a Bourne movie.
Yes, so I saw the first one with my wife a long time ago, and we've been meaning to for like 6 years.
What does this mean?
Go back and watch because we keep saying that we want to watch
She's
them.
like, I want to watch it. You want to watch it? No.
Exactly. Yeah, like I want to watch them. Me too. What do we want to do tonight? Well, we're just gonna watch The Office again.
I want
Okay.
to stitch.
Stitch Star Wars panties together.
So you can on Etsy, we have the Hobbit Star Wars under the ruse. You can buy some.
Yeah, the first Bourne movie was great. I haven't watched the rest of them yet, but it's on my very long list of movies. I'm proud of myself. I've been checking things off of that. I've had this is egregious. I've had a very long list of movies that were like critically acclaimed that I haven't seen. And for a while I said, yeah, I got to check those off my list, but I would just keep watching Star Wars and The Office over and over again.
Cheers! You got into Cheers finally.
I did start watching Cheers a little bit for my background show. I always have one background show going at one time, but I've been checking things off the list. I watched all the Godfathers,
I still haven't seen
Departed,
3.
Gangs of New York, all that shit. Watched Eastern Promises again the other week.
What is that?
It's like a Russian mafia movie with Viggo Mortensen. Really fucking good. Really fucking good.
Yeah, it's weird because for how much we don't have Hulu, so when things come on to Netflix, I try to power through them because you don't know when they're gonna take it off. And I have my list that I have, but I haven't like updated that list. So I've watched half my list and I haven't put new stuff on it yet.
Yo, I think they started adding that when they're going to take things off.
Thank you.
I think so, because I was watching the Batman movies.
They're not on there anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I think they took them off, but I was gonna wait, and then I was like, oh shit.
I grabbed Batman Begins before they took it off. So it must have been beginning of September when they took them off.
Okay, so they might not show it until it's like a week before expiration or something like that.
Week 4.
But yeah, I watched Batman Begins and Dark Knight. Watched Thor 3 again. I know that I've been waiting to do that to rewatch it because I had only seen it once.
I watched it again too.
Very good.
Yeah, I
very
agree.
good. And then
It's entertaining.
Went
That's
from-
what I'll say.
well, yeah. And then went from that to Infinity War.
I don't know what it is about Thor. Like he's a cool. He's actually one of my favorite characters. If I knew nothing about him, like he's a god. He's also an alien. It's almost like he's Superman, but he's not perfect. I don't know. They're like from afar. He's a cool. Like the hammer thing's so cool. Like instead of like powers or something, it's. I said like a lot, but you know what I'm saying.
I don't.
It's a unique character because he's a god. Let me drink.
I actually disliked Thor at first because I was like, oh, he's just a god, so he's all powerful, so this is not interesting whatsoever. But then as you go through his trilogy, and then with him in Infinity War finally, like rebuilding his hammer and unleashing his actual powers for the first time and almost killing Thanos. I was like, okay, I'm on board with Thor right now.
The one thing I'm confused about with Thor is like he seems to just choose when he does the lightning stuff. You should just be 100% doing lightning stuff all the fucking time.
Well, for a while.
Why are you struggling against anybody? You're a god.
Well, he has to learn how to do shit. He has to gradually get stronger and like learn how to do different powers and abilities or whatever.
Dude, when he was fighting that fucking Aerodactyl in the second one or whatever the fuck, it was instant. He's just, come on, you're the god
for
of
a
lightning.
while he could only do it from his hammer.
Dude, you're the god of lightning. All you're doing is smithing shit over here with the fucking hammer. You should be fucking things up.
First of all, he's the god of thunder. Second of all, he learns in Thor 3 finally how to use his power. Because that's the whole thing.
Doesn't he
Hela
use it
breaks
in the
his
first one?
hammer.
Doesn't he use it in the first?
Yeah, but it all comes from his hammer. And then motherfucker breaks his hammer. And then he's like, oh, I'm worthless, blah, blah, blah. And then he has a vision of his dad. And he's like, Thor,
bitch,
carve the fuck up. You're the god of thunder.
The hammer wasn't the god of thunder. You are.
Exactly. And then he learns it. And then he comes back in Infinity War and kills.
Okay. No, that's okay. I like it.
There you go.
He's a cool character. That's all I'm saying. I actually like his garments.
Yeah.
The same thing with Doctor Strange. He looks fucking sick badass.
Doctor Strange is the best.
It's especially his the cape that has a mind of its own.
So sweet.
And it's asymmetrical. Dude, all day.
I love when he pops up in Infinity War for the first time and he's just having a casual conversation with Wong. And then Hulk breaks through the roof of his thing and then he just like summons the cape and it just wraps himself around him. It's so fucking sweet.
Mm-hmm.
He is the supreme badass.
I thought they played a little bit too much on the erectional dysfunction joke with Thor, where he couldn't.
You mean with
get
Hulk?
big? Yeah, that's what I meant. Where he couldn't like bring it up.
I think it stems from he lost for the first time. Like at the beginning of Infinity War, Thanos whips the shit out of him. He's like, oh God.
Right there. Odin says, "Are you the god of hammers?"
Yeah, that was such a good line.
Yeah, you got to learn who the fuck he is, bitch.
That's
More
why
Thor!
that's why I like that the fuck's the word for it?
That's how you know you're destined for greatness, is if your mom's name's Martha. What's your mom's name? Cynthia. No, you're not. Get out of here. You're not worthy. You are not worthy.
Elevator's not worthy. I love in Avengers 2 where the only person to touch the hammer, Captain like what's the word for it? Like inches it like a little bit.
Because he was,
he's worthy.
There should be a local group of superheroes called OMAM. Our mothers are Martha. And they should just slowly build up.
I think that marks the end of this podcast. That was one of the worst ideas you've ever.
I'm just saying that's what it takes to be a DC super genius.
I hate DC.
Martha!
Hey, did you hear they're coming out with a Watchmen series on HBO?
Have you seen the new Spider-Man video game?
No, I haven't
that's awesome,
seen
though.
it.
It looks terrible.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I was very upset. It's PlayStation only.
Yeah, it's been getting hyped for like a year.
Why would you do that? Because Sony owns it. Duh. Yeah, I don't know what it's just like.
For those of you that are only listening, you're not
Like,
seeing the
why?
glory that's happening right now.
It's cool and fun to swing from rafters, but come on. I'm sure it's a better game than it looked like. But all I had seen was him floating. That was all the gameplay, run-throughs.
Was him swinging around New
I
York?
was like, yeah. Stop it. Make a game. Interesting. You said
I haven't. I saw there was a trailer that they put out at E3. I saw that
for the Spider-Man
for
thing?
Spider-Man. That looked pretty cool. The only complaint I have, and I didn't complain about this when I played the original Spider-Man on PS1 because I was 10. But it's as you go through the storyline, they put every single Spider-Man villain in the game. So like they make an excuse to put every single villain in the game, whether they team up or whether you go through like one at a time.
First of all,
it's like I would like a story that is more along the lines of a movie or something.
That's
like,
yeah, but that's a new age thing. Because think of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game. Every level had a major villain. Any Power Ranger game, every level had a main villain.
That's true.
So it's a shitty argument that whatever you're saying.
You're right. You made sense, and I changed my mind.
We knew it.
Thank you.
Guys, it's confirmed. Mopar's right.
I've been listening to a lot of Metallica lately.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in and out of things.
Yeah, you do.
I wonder if people were listening right there and thought that was like a random cut. But we don't cut the show. It's all live. But I just like randomly was like, Metallica, here we go. We're going to start this. I've been listening to Metallica. I've been wondering and thinking for a long time what my favorite Metallica albums are. Because there was a time in my life where I would have been able to easily tell you what they are. And that time is gone. And I had to really think about it. So I listened back through from Kill 'Em all the way through Load. All the albums, all the way through. I think Master of Puppets is my favorite.
It has a sound. It has a guitar sound.
The guitar tone
that
is legit.
So yeah.
And Cliff is still there.
Very true. Very, very true. Yeah, I'm not going to be mad at that. It's Master of Puppets. What the fuck do you want?
I know, it's hard to be mad at.
Eye of the Beholder? No, it's the thing
second
that...
most popular album, I guess.
The thing that should not be. No, what is it?
Thing that should not be?
No, isn't that a Zeppelin song? What is and what should never be? No, so the thing that should not be is the Metallica one.
Yeah.
I always get those because I think they're both the third track of their albums.
Yeah, they have this weird system. Yeah, Eye of the Beholder is from Justice.
That's a great song, too.
It is.
It
was really hard to put Justice like not first.
See, that's my favorite song writing and sound. Like all together, I love that album. And I mean, obviously the songs are there too, but the guitars in Master of Puppets it's like scratching on a chalkboard, but in a good way. New favorite Metallica song, Spit Out the Bone. Dude.
Yeah, and I have not given a full, complete listen through of the new album yet, so I don't know where that falls quite yet.
It's almost like the opposite of a concept album. So obviously, they haven't really made a concept album because they talk about a whole bunch of different things, but they do have a certain sound throughout. Like the tones, the production, the mix is all the same on the album.
They record all of this at one spot and one.
It's all written at a certain time, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the new album is all over the fucking place. Each song has its own sound, has its own guitar sounds, it's all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that. But Spit Out the Bone, what's weird is I love that song. So first of all, I agree. But I love that song, and then I started listening to reaction videos to it.
Yeah.
So the new big thing on YouTube is hip hop dude or man or guy or woman.
How dare you assume?
Hip hop enter your identity. Reviews metal, and a lot of people are doing Metallica obviously because, well, first of all, you're gonna get the most clicks, but a lot of people were doing Spit Out the Bone, and people were just blown away. One of the major review channels that I listen to is Lost in Vegas. These two guys that are huge into hip hop, and they started branching out into other things. It's cool because they went from hip hop to metal so easily, which people wouldn't think of. But the groove is so embedded, especially in stuff like Metallica. They love Sabbath because they're like, whoa, there's like this groove to it that you can.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that because you think just like Slayer. First of all, I'm not a Slayer fan. I'm saying it.
I know, we talked
right
about that.
Fucking now.
People are pissed. Not a fan.
I
like Rain and Blood, and that's it.
I appreciate them, but that's where it stops. If I want to listen to a good metal song, it's going to be a Metallica song or something like that. Long story short, Lost in Vegas, my favorite reaction channel, did Spit Out the Bone, and they were just like, this is the perfect song. They're like, first of all, they even asked, they're like, this is recent? And the
These
guy's
motherfuckers
the
are almost
guy's
60?
Yeah, he's like 2016 or something. He's like, these guys have been around since what, the 80s? And they're still sounding this perfect? He said, dude, the guitars are good. Oh wait, the riff is good. The riff behind the riff is good. The bass is good. The vocals are good. What they're talking about is good. Because Spit Out the Bones about assimilation, where the robots are taking over. So they're running around like the humans are gathering up and trying to fight the robots. Dude, it's all
Theme song
fucking
for
day.
Terminator.
Yeah. I like to see their reaction to Slayer Disciple. Actually, I think they did a couple Slayer songs, and because it doesn't have that groove. It's pure thrash, which a lot of people like. But it loses me when you get to that boom bat, boom bat, boom bat. That's what they call it.
Boom bat. Yeah, there is something to be said. You can tell that in artists. Like, you could say, this is a blues artist, but they're not strictly blues because they have something about them that makes them kind of cross-genre. That's what Metallica had that made them the biggest metal band of all time.
Well, because, yeah.
Or one of the biggest bands in general of all time.
Of all time. That pisses me off.
I'm curious about that.
Well, don't even look up net worths. It's going to piss you off who's above him.
Michael Jackson?
Well, that speaks for itself, but there's other people that are way above them that why? Like, for the contribution of Metallica, whether you like them or not, people that you listen to were influenced by Metallica, one way or the other. I don't care who you are.
I'm going to go to Wikipedia because no one can edit that or change stats. It's all accurate.
It's actually, written in stone.
By reputed sales, obviously the Beatles are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
Elvis.
Makes sense.
Elton John.
Makes sense.
Madonna.
You're
Zeppelin.
slipping. Okay.
Floyd.
Floyd's above Metallica. First of all,
Madonna's above Zeppelin.
yeah. It's the time, man.
Pissed about all of it.
It's the time. Avenged Sevenfold.
And then is Rihanna.
Yeah.
Eminem, Mariah Carey, Queen, Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, AC/DC. Metallica hasn't even been on the list yet.
That pisses me off.
That's savage. So this is, and they actually say what they define this by. Let's see what it says. I think it's based on best selling, so it's based on sales. So that could be
overall sales.
like
'Cause you gotta-
albums, singles, all that stuff.
Right. You got to think outside of the Black Album, while stuff might still go platinum or double platinum or whatever, because the platinum, double platinum, that's not based on sales, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
How the fuck?
I can't remember. It's like bronze, silver, gold, platinum, double platinum, whatever. Something like that. Diamond.
Is there a diamond?
I think so.
Double platinum diamond.
I don't remember. Anyways.
Well, my point is they made that one monstrous album while we like And Justice and Master or whatever.
Yeah, the one that was like the crossover hit.
People, aren't gonna. So, like, even Eminem, he had maybe 3 albums that were just like, oh my God, people are buying and buying and buying.
I don't know, man. He was on that list.
No, that's my point. He was higher than Metallica.
Yeah.
So he had multiple albums that went crazy. Metallica only had one album that went fucking crazy. Even though it went more crazy than everything else, it was still only one album.
Yeah.
That's enough of that. Avenged Sevenfold, my point about Avenged Sevenfold was I was never a big fan because, and it was a perception thing for me because they were more radio rock, but I do appreciate them as musicians because they carry that Metallica sound into radio rock, and they're a good band. They're a good band, and that's where I'll leave it. But before I was like, Avenged Sevenfold sucks. But then you listen to them and you're like, this sounds like a new age Metallica. Why am I pissed? They're just not as talented and not good.
What was the big Avenged Sevenfold song? I don't remember.
There's many, many of them.
But there was one big one that was on Rock Band and all that stuff.
Oh,
I don't remember.
Through the... No,
that was Dragon Force. I just remember thinking that they had like a crazy sick guitar player, and then they kind of focused like everything around that guitar player doing some wacky shit, which I don't like when bands do that. That's a personal thing. But I don't remember. I only heard like probably like 3 songs, and it's been a long time.
it is much more radio
Long time.
rock. It's not as heavy.
You're
But-
radio rock, man.
could be.
Yo, did you see that link I shared? Nickelback covered Sad But True, and it was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. Even his voice, he like did a lower voice, and he hit it. I mean, he wasn't right there, but he was there.
So surprising.
To be even close to a Hetfield yell,
it's the best thing they've ever done.
I'm gonna say it again. He's like an Ozzy. I can hear a Hetfield vocals from a mile away.
Yeah. Sorry. It's terrible. Bitch. All right. I guess we would be remiss if we were a Star Wars podcast that didn't talk about Star Wars.
What the fuck happened?
So are you ready to talk about Star Wars? There's been no news. I guess Battlefront 2 skins have come out. So we've been notably pissed about Battlefront since the day it announced itself.
Mm-hmm.
They've been promising updates. It's been slow. Things that they said were going to take 3
Drawn
months
out.
are taking 6 or more.
You are literally talking about skins and not new characters.
Yep.
Are there new maps yet?
So here's some things to note. They split 2 of the heroes. So Grievous and Kenobi are coming out separately. So Grievous is supposed to come out this month with the squad system update. And Kenobi is going to come out next month with the new game mode, which was originally promised for fall. The new game mode, which we are hoping is like Conquest mode. So they split that up. They extended.
You know when
they
fall
pushed
is?
Geonosis and everything back to
Fall
winter.
is like next month or next week.
I know.
We getting it next week?
Well, they pushed Geonosis back to winter. Technically, winter goes until February. Like, who
March.
knows when we're gonna get that shit? So we've been pissed about this. I tried to give it the benefit of the doubt multiple times, and I stopped when they released the roadmap after E3 back in like end of July. I was done. But we have gotten some new skins.
Shut this off.
Two
I don't give a
battalions of clone skins.
fuck. Keep talking. Talk
That's
me into it.
That's it. 2 different versions for 3 out of the 4 types of clone troopers. That's what you got. That's it.
EA needs to be fucking fired. That contract needs to be burned, shit
Agreed.
on, eaten, burned again, and then shit out again. How you gonna burn it in your intestines? Figure the fuck out. Because I've had enough of it.
They wouldn't be able to figure that out.
Dude, how many when that roadmap, what was that, 2 months ago where we first talked about the roadmap?
Mhm.
What have they done? Taken the Emperor out, fixed him, put it back. Oh,
Done
it's
one
still
thing
fucked.
and then keep pushing shit back.
Dude, I can't. You guys have months and months. It's really not that hard to make a character.
Well, and Kerner's here talking about the Commander Cody skin. Modders have been able to do this shit in like 4 or 5 days.
24 hours. They're like, no, just do this, this, and this, done.
Yeah.
New squad system last week of September.
With Grievous.
I'll test it out then. No, and I'm not as bad as you. I'll still play the game, especially Starfighter Assault all fucking day. Mopar is good at Starfighter Assault.
Well, I haven't been playing much of anything.
No, and very true. The last thing I played was 2 weeks ago, and I started a new Skyrim character because I saw a cloud. So I was like, Skyrim time.
As soon as the weather shifts, it's like, here we go, time for Skyrim. Yeah.
And I wasn't even like truly playing Skyrim. I went fucking balls shallow.
Please stop saying balls.
Kerner. No, I just rolled the dice.
Oh my god. You just can't help it. We saw Kerner yesterday, so
I know.
we can't help ourselves.
So all I did, I'm not even playing the fucking game or even trying. I did heavy armor two-handed, so I'm just bashing shit in half. Like I wanted an easy playthrough because I just wanted to enjoy the game instead of struggling with my character and like flaming until I die. I'm like, no, I want to walk up to a fucking giant and knock its tits off.
Nice.
No joke. And that's the only way to do it until you're really highly ranked. Dude, I've been doing nothing but two-handed and heavy armor. I'll walk straight up to a fucking giant and hack him down. I fucking love it. I'll take a bash to the dick and be like, I got that dick armor too, bitch. Upgraded that last week.
Got that fucking ebony jockstrap.
Ebony jockstrap. That's what I'm talking about.
Sorry, that made me laugh a lot.
You better write that down.
I'm going to write
Ebony
that down.
jockstrap.
I know.
Mike Sweeney says he's getting really good at Starfighter Assault, especially Hero Starfighter mode. I haven't played the Hero Starfighter mode.
I did forget they added that. Yeah.
So I love
No, you
the
don't.
Starfighter Assault.
No, you
First of
don't.
all, because I'm decent at it. But second of all, well, it's always fun to play a game that you're good at. But
It's very true.
it is smooth and it makes sense and whatever. I cannot play as the heroes. A hero will become available. I'll be like, fucking, I got the A-Wing. I'm gonna get 40 kills with this A-wing.
Yeah.
I'll get 10 and then targeted.
That's why I always play when I used to play. If I got a hero option, I would play as like Tali, who is an A-wing, Iden, who is a TIE fighter, so you can't the enemies can't visibly tell that you're a hero ship.
The other good one is actually
Because when you're the flat pancake of the Millennium Falcon,
You're the-
everyone on the other team is just gonna
You're the-
zero in on you.
biggest target
Yeah.
on the map.
Yeah.
The other one I actually do like is Kylo. I haven't perfected it, obviously, but I don't mind it because from the back he just looks like a TIE fighter.
Yeah, he's quick as fuck too.
Kerner actually mentions 81% of Google users like Battlefront.
What the fuck does
2.
that stat even mean?
Kerner made some shit up and he posted it here. Now it's official.
65% of I'm not even gonna finish that.
1% of people.
A few people like this game. Interesting.
I believe it. I enjoy the game. I'll still play it to this day, but Kerner is pretty bad at Starfighter. He'd be like, "Oh my god, didn't get last."
Yeah, I'm taking a long break from that game. We'll see what happens.
They just, even with the new squad system, you're so limited in the game.
That could change a lot, though.
I still think because you have to. Let's just play Devil's Advocate. Devil. Let's just play the devil.
Let's play Devil's Badger.
Devil's Badger. You play on Naboo. Feed. Okay, we have our group. We're still running to that palace. You can't do anything else. Am I gonna fly? I'm asking what the difference is gonna be.
Well, just like in Battlefield, if you have one point that you're going to.
So what are they? Oh, we added health packs so you can throw them down. Your guy.
No, not that. But when you can spawn on your squad.
Is that the only difference?
First of all, who knows what they're going to change? Because they said there was going to be squads from day one, and all that meant was you might spawn with 4 people instead of with 1 person.
They're green and they're on the map.
Yeah, exactly. So if they fix it where I can like say, oh, I'm going to spawn on Mopar right now because we're going for this objective, and I know that he's about to get that ion projector and shoot the fucking AT-AT, that could change a lot about Galactic Assault and Extraction.
What pisses me off is
Everything.
fair enough.
Kerner says 7 out of 10. I don't agree with that. I say 6.
No, I agree with 7 out of 10
I say 6.
because it's an enjoyable game, especially when you do have a good, let's just call it 5 or 6 people. Even though it doesn't make that big of a difference, you'll see people next to you and you're like, okay, let's go after this. Let's go after this.
It can be fun when you play small modes with everybody that you know. So if you play a 4-person or a 6-person mode with a 6-person party,
Heroes versus villains.
yeah, that can be fun. Everything else in the game is kind of torture.
No, it's not.
KOTOR has a 10 out of 10 from Kerner. I agree. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Updates coming out.
Battlefront 2 was on sale for EA PC, $14 a few weeks ago. No, is worth $14. I'm so actually surprised
for sure.
Dude, it's a $20 game.
Yeah, guaranteed.
It's a $20 game. That's where it should be. The new squad system, I think you're supposed to be able to spawn on your teammates. Step 1.
That's
step
they're about
1.
a year late for that one.
No, that's 2 games late.
It's true. Well, you could spawn on somebody in the first one. It was just your partner, 2-person squad.
Oh, that sucked.
They even removed that from the fucking thing.
That sucked, though. I hated, because you get partnered up with some random
True, but if there was
Applejack.
Yeah, Applejacks aren't good at this game. So I hear you got some fucking theories and shit for us, yeah?
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Number 1.
We'll save the best for last.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. Because I have not read through all these. I saw a couple of them. Number 1 was K2SO actually doomed his entire line of droids. They have a whole bunch of words here, but essentially, because of what happened, they realized how it happened. Basically, an SSO.
Like he was susceptible to getting
That is the
reprogrammed or whatever?
That was the exact word they used.
See what happens about susceptibility?
He said,
Genius status.
He said this would likely lead to the Empire shutting down production of that line of droids due to their susceptibility of hacking. So basically, because the rebellion won and they found out how, they're like, we can't trust these droids. Stop making them. Like they're easy to be hacked. They're susceptible to hacking.
That makes sense. That's
So,
interesting.
I thought that, I mean, it also kind of closes off. Why don't we see these droids later on? Because I'm pissed.
That's not a good argument, though.
What do you mean?
Like, people saying they introduce stuff in prequels that you don't see in the later movies. Like, the original trilogy is pretty closely following our three heroes. So it's unrealistic to think that they would see every single piece of the arsenal that the Empire has to offer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, just because Han and Leia don't come across K2SO droids doesn't mean they don't exist. Just because they don't see TIE strikers in atmosphere and during a battle doesn't mean they don't exist. So,
I agree.
Also, they have to sell toys. So,
this next one is pretty simple. Obi-Wan totally recognized R2-D2 and C-3PO in Episode 4.
yeah, I mean, this one can be explained away. He's playing dumb.
He does play dumb and says, I don't particularly remember owning a droid. And it's just like,
and even the way he says it is like,
of course, you never owned him. He wasn't yours.
Listen, old man.
You couldn't have been like, yeah, that was your father's. Anakin, he's Darth Vader. Remember? Game over.
JD says about the K2 droids, why not just update their firmware?
Why not just shut it down? Make it
Too complicated for Star Wars. Actually, that was, side note, real quick, because we talked about the Elon Musk interview earlier. That was one of the most interesting things that he was talking about, was how they update the Tesla cars. Like, oh yeah, this automated car accidentally ran somebody over, so we fixed the software, all the Teslas updated that night, and then everyone's safe. Mm-hmm. That was just really the way he just described it so casually. Like, oh, we just made an update.
It's a network.
We just made an update to the software. It's fine.
Yeah.
Skynet is about 5 years late.
They're already here. Colonel's the first one.
What's next?
Darth Vader learned a terrible truth during his battle with Luke.
Learned that he has bad knees. So fell down the fucking staircase.
Some of the best new theories regarding Star Wars aren't directly related to The Force Awakens or Rogue One, but are simply inspired by the new focus the series is getting. For example, how Darth Vader was so easily overpowered by his then sort of wimpy Luke's son in the climax of Return of the Jedi.
Sort of wimpy.
Luke had recently learned that Leia was his sister, something that was obviously weighing on his mind as he battled Vader. It's hard to...
The screenshot at the top of that was from Empire.
Yeah.
So I was like...
I was confused too.
He learned that she was her sister?
It's hard to imagine that a powerful Force user like Darth Vader wouldn't have picked up on this thought from Luke. But he did during the battle. You have a twin sister.
Yeah.
Now Obi-Wan's dick around is complete.
Yeah.
What are they talking about? A revelation that had to hit him like a ton of bricks. Not only did Vader learn he had a daughter, he had also realized that he had... I hate when they fucking do this.
This is not a theory!
Yeah, I'm next.
What is happening?
Chirrut shows why stormtroopers have bad aim. People love to laugh at stormtroopers, at least the outer space kind.
No.
Next.
No. Chirrut shows how they confirmed that stormtrooper armor does nothing in all of the movies.
Whoa! Kylo Ren lives in Darth Vader's sick as fuck lava castle.
I hope so.
One of the coolest reveals in Rogue One was that Darth Vader lived in a sweet, Mordor-esque castle on Mustafar, the planet where he lost his legs, blah, blah, blah. It may also hint at where Kylo is spinning on the table.
You're very bad at talking. Do you want me to read this for you? Mopar just got so... I'm sorry.
I'm sweating.
I'm sorry.
Coughing.
You're sweating with the effort of reading
I was
this thing.
holding back a cough. No, let's get into this. I hate reading stuff on a phone, first of all, because it goes back and forth so often, because you can only fit so much on a screen. I hate jumping from sentence to sentence. I fucking hate it. So it's just like which sentence?
As it was.
As it were.
I got your back. While this goes a long way towards reminding us what a badass Vader is, it may also hint at where Kylo Ren is heading after events of The Force Awakens. Ren is obsessed with his grandfather's legacy, and a fan theory by a Reddit user, animation_bat, great,
Etsy/
posits that it makes sense that the mopey giant would hole up in Vader's former abode.
The mopey giant?
Listen, all right, so, okay, this isn't a theory. This is a oh, Vader had a castle on Mustafar, Kylo Ren would probably want to go there. That's not a theory. That's
It is
just
a
like
theory.
Not really.
There's nothing that leads to that theory.
That's what I mean. The theory stuff is like Rey gets a vision when she touches the lightsaber. So you can start to
Theorize.
speculate that she's related to somebody that used to use the lightsaber. That's a theory. This is just like Kylo Ren talked about his granddad, so he probably lived in his fucking house. Took over after the mortgage fucking expired and they had to put it up for
That's
foreclosure.
what Batman did.
Pissed about it.
Lives in my dad's house. Pretty cool.
Number 6 here is Darth Plagueis is Snoke.
Next.
That's one thing I've been talking about since day one. Still is potentially possible.
Truly hope that it's not.
I would be so happy if it was. I would not be mad if it wasn't. I'll put it like that.
Skip it.
I think they could retcon that to make it make sense.
But that would... See, the issue with that is it would get rid of the Plagueis book. Well,
Not
it's
necessarily, no.
First of all, the Plagueis book is no longer canon, so it doesn't fucking matter.
But they have been very willy-nilly with what they bring back into canon. It would make the Plagueis book uncanon. Number 7, sorry, as you get distracted, is the asteroid field from Empire is actually from a Death Star test planet. So it's not an asteroid field. It's like the remains of Alderaan that got blown up from a Death Star test shot.
That's dumb. Why can't it just be an asteroid field? Not everything has to be connected.
Well, it
Next.
also doesn't make sense anymore because the Death Star's first test was on
Not Scarab.
on Jeddah.
Jeddah City.
Number 8, Chewbacca and R2D2 are spies. Okay, next. Okay, so this
Why the fuck would R2D2 be a spy? He's collapsed several different entire.
if you all right, let me read. All
Republics.
right, let's read. Let's humor this fucking jackass that lives in his basement. Han Solo was a loner who had to be cajoled into joining the rebel cause.
Cajoled?
But his
What is a
furry,
cajoled?
I don't know. I'm not going to look it up. But his furry co-pilot Chewbacca may be a different story. After all, it is Chewbacca who Obi-Wan first approaches in the cantina when seeking a ride to Alderaan. Chewbacca is seen fighting alongside Yoda in Revenge of the Sith. And there's a good chance he was actually an agent of the rebellion all along, unbeknownst to Han.
This was before Solo came out, clearly, because he found him in a fucking mud pit. Next.
Yeah, this is bad. This was written in 2006.
This is the worst.
Just kidding.
All right, here's some dark behind the scenes motherfuckers. All right.
We got one last thing to talk about after you're done with this stuff written by people on Reddit from 2 years ago.
George Lucas, Star Wars obsession caused his divorce. I don't give a fuck about that. There was a couple of good ones in here. So George Lucas told Carrie Fisher not to wear underwear.
Yep.
Because there was no underwear in space. He just wanted to see some
Space nipples.
space nipples. And yeah, actually, I read through that little thing, and he's just like, yeah, because zero gravity your brassiere would choke you. That makes no fucking sense. Tits don't fly up in your eyeballs when you. Oh my god. Well, depending on how big they are, I guess.
Also, it's funny that they didn't go out of their way to explain how gravity works on the ships. Because if the ship is in space, is it zero gravity? Because it's in space.
Centripetal force.
People just casually walk around when the ship is flipping 1,000 degrees.
See, the issue with that, thank God you said
They
that.
retconned that and explained it, and I'm cool with it. But like,
But why does BB-8 in The Force Awakens fly around in it?
very true.
But they're in atmosphere. See, now I'm pissed.
No, that makes sense.
That makes sense because you pulled down. So whether or not the ship's flipping around, you should still be pulled towards the center of the Earth or whatever it is.
But if the ship can create its own artificial gravity, why would it not just have its own artificial gravity that's like based on your home planet 24/7? That way, even no matter what planet you're on, you feel the same way.
Harrison Ford tried to destroy the Millennium Falcon.
This is fucking hilarious.
So, in a piece for Empire, Mark Hamill revealed that one time Harrison Ford grew so frustrated on the set of Star Wars
so frustrated
that the actor flipped out and grabbed a handsaw. People were coming up to me. This is from
I want some chips.
Chips and Dip. People were coming up to me. This is from Mark Hamill's point of view, saying, "You got to stop Harrison. He's sawing up the fucking Falcon."
That's awesome.
I got to stop him because I can make him laugh when he gets really, really mad. I thought that
Sounds
was
like they have
interesting.
a close relationship. It's hilarious to picture Harrison Ford, one of the most renowned actors of all time, getting pissed at somebody and just chopping shit in half like a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious.
This one's a sad one with obviously Jake Lloyd.
I don't want to talk shit about
His
Jake Lloyd.
whole thing was ruined by Star Wars.
And people are doing that now again with Kelly Marie Tran and everybody else.
I almost called her Lucy Marie Jones.
Lucy Marie Jones.
Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher had an affair on set. That was released in the Fisher's 2016 memoir, The Princess Diaries.
That's the Princess Diarrhea. That is not the name of that.
And actually, when Ford was confronted or asked about it, he said there's no comment because she was dead. She passed away. So he was like, shut the fuck up, or mourning.
Move on.
This is the other one that the actor of I almost called him
Chancellor
Princess.
Valorum.
Chancellor Valorum did not like working with George Lucas because he isn't a actor's director. He's a sci-fi director that says, I want more big bangs and more flashy shit. How do I do this scene? Talk to the wall. That's so frustrating.
I want George Lucas on the podcast.
I want to understand what the fuck was going through his mind during the prequels. Like, you did so well, regardless of other people's thoughts or whatever. The original trilogy was so good because it's people interacting. You get to see Princess Leia be comfortably...
Sorry. Slippery.
thermal detonator. You get to see Princess Leia be like uncomfortably into Han Solo. You can see that by the way she acts. Like, but when you have Chancellor Valorum having a conversation with Padme, but when they filming it, he's talking to a wall. How are you? What is going on?
It's a good question.
I would rip John Lucas apart.
I'm curious about that. Like, I wonder if Lucas was just in his own head so much because of how out there the story and the script was and everything. Like, the original trilogy directors and production team brought him down to earth to help solidify the movie. That argument lends itself towards the prequels are bad because he didn't have anybody saying no to him. I just wonder if, I don't know. You really don't know without talking to him, because in interviews he sounds like very reasonable, very much like he knows what he was going for. He knows why he was going for it, and it makes sense when you actually hear him explain it.
Do you think?
So
here's a good question.
What's a good
Do you
question?
think the prequels would have been better if they were made today? I think
That's a weird question.
like if the sequels.
Would the original trilogy
if the
have been
sequels-
better if it was made in the 40s?
Well, I feel like the sequels would have fit better in the late 90s, early thousands. Like, there's not a lot going on. They're closer to the original trilogy. For all the flash and pizzazz
That's
and
nearly
action,
impossible to say, because you would say that there's a much more flash and pizzazz and action in the prequels because they were made back then.
no, you
And
can
the
do a lot more
sequels-
today with so little.
I don't know.
I think the sequels probably would have been maybe just as good. It's not a lot. It is grounded a little more. The prequels are so large galaxy. Look at these. Ooh. Like, why is that in there? Well,
To me, it's like the prequels is what George envisioned originally. Picture this. Here's a mindfuck question for you. If George Lucas had the technology available to him to do what he actually envisioned in his head, would the original Star Wars have been like that groundbreaking?
no. He would have fucked those up too.
I kind of feel like the prequels that we're seeing is what he had in mind when he was dreaming up Star Wars in the first place.
The weird
They
thing
couldn't
is,
do that in the 70s. The other people in the production team and the directors and everything brought him kind of down to earth to balance things out, and that's why those movies are so loved.
well, his limitation, like
I also know the prequels.
his limitations actually, like we were talking about, when you have unlimited
Like we
budget,
said.
when you have unlimited budget,
Yeah.
Canto Bite happens. when you have to make cuts and figure shit out, your creativity comes out. We could do it this way, in this fashion, or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have dropped the Last Jedi budget by like 20 million.
We can't do Canto Bite. Well, it's out. There would have been something like
He would have thought of something better.
I feel like there's All right, let me ask you this.
Ask me.
Since we see the Millennium Falcon fly in, drop Rey off, fly the fuck back out, why couldn't they have done that in a way to like sneak on board? Second of all, since the entire fucking Resistance can fit on the goddamn Falcon, why can't the Falcon fly to the bitch that's losing gas and fly them the fuck out, drop off, come back Uber Eats style? You could have saved.
Okay.
They could have saved
All right.
Princess
All
Leia.
right.
First of
All
all,
right.
they could have flown to that ship, picked up Leia, flown her off.
Well, they did save Leia. She's still alive.
They could have flown her to like Luke
All
though.
right, listen. The Falcon jumps in, drops Rey in the escape pod, and then jumps away.
Mhm.
The escape pod, it's not stealth or anything.
No,
It
it's
gets
seen.
picked up instantly
Yeah.
by them, and they bring it
I
on, and
understand
then
that.
Kylo's like, hey, what's going on?
I understand that.
They need
could've
DJ to crack or to hack it or do whatever the hell he needs to do to make them stealth to get into. They like come in by the engines or whatever.
I know, but they could have just said they could have done something where, Rose has the capability, since she's so smart, with the help of Finn, knowing where to go and how to do it. They could have just teamed up and somehow figured out a way to get on behind the scenes. Like, DJ's a cool character and I love him. He's one of the best parts of that movie. But you could have get rid of Canto Bite. You could have figured out a creative way to get them on board. Wait till they drop their fucking garbage. Because that's what episode 5 did.
They should have went to like a shipyard or something, stolen a first order ship and disguises, and then went towards to Snoke's ship, just like in Return of the Jedi.
Well, I'm okay.
cool.
I'm okay with that.
The main issue that I have with the whole plan in 8 is that when they're explaining it to Poe, they're like, so we blow up that ship. And they're like, no. Then they only just start tracking us from another ship. It's like, why aren't they tracking you from all the ships at the same time? Because that would make sense. Also, if you understand the mechanisms behind this light speed tracking thing, why do you need an entire crew to hack the thing? Can you just walk in and blow it the fuck up?
Whoa. We're getting somewhere. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
Listen to this.
Oh, I'm trying.
Why not? How many ships were there in The Last Jedi?
How many? I don't know.
The Corellian motherfuckers. How many ships were there? Right when they started, we're losing gas. There's probably, what, 5, 6 large ships? They had the one main large ship, but there was maybe 4
I
others.
think there's 3 big ships.
Let's take off in different directions.
Yeah, put everybody on one ship and take a gamble. Go to jump to 3 different systems.
And as soon as you get to those systems, shoot out escape pods. Let's start thinking about shit.
So my only complaint about this line of thought is we could go back and dissect every
I know,
bad choice in the other ones. You know what I mean?
But I feel like it's not that hard. Like we're not really.
I also think at some level, it's not Star Wars is not about the technical aspects of this plan and why it did or did not work. It's
But
about the story and the
I
characters.
feel like it's not that far of a reach.
No, it's not. But also, if you go back and analyze the original trilogy, the plans aren't that great either.
Well, let me ask you this then. Why don't they have a final point? Lightspeed to one spot, then lightspeed to another real quick.
I don't know.
Why don't they just go to Jeddah
Jakku.
City? Junkyard. No, it is frustrating. It is frustrating.
No, it's not. We watched the whole thing. We loved most of it. We cracked a few jokes. And overall, it was a fun commentary because it was a good movie.
It's still frustrating.
Okay, Battlefront.
I wonder, you're the one at Battlefront.
We switched sides. I'm saying, yeah, there's some shit with Last Jedi, but I love it. You're saying there's some shit with Battlefront 2, but I still play it.
Yeah. I don't know. I still truly enjoy it, but there are some major downfalls. But
you're the downfall of this podcast. All right, guys.
This is the end of this shit.
Got one more thing to talk about. This is the end. Nope. All right. So this is actually really cool. Thanks to our boy Zale for bringing this up to us, because we were kind of out of touch with Star Wars for a little bit, so we missed this. As you know, for every Star Wars movie, they do press photos and things like that. You see those shots of like Anakin and Obi-Wan in front of a blue screen or whatever, just with their lightsabers, like in costume. So they have released some shots from Solo, and it is Ray Park in full Darth Maul garb and attire. And if you're just listening to this, I suggest you either go to our YouTube channel or just look up Darth Maul Solo, and it will probably be the first thing that pops up. But it's pics of Ray Park in the Darth Maul costume with makeup, with a lightsaber from Rebels, with the robot legs, which are fucking awesome. It's so cool to see somebody that is yanked from a cartoon and put into live action, and it looks that good.
Yeah. He's badass, so it's hard to take bad pictures with a badass of a bad character or of a badass character.
Well, but it's kind of risky though, because it's coming from a cartoon, but they nailed it. He looks awesome, man.
Yeah, that lightsaber's also pretty fucking badass. I thought there was 3.
I thought there was 3.
No, I'm very happy with those. Yeah,
well, that's good enough.
it's that makes you just want more Darth Maul. For how much we complain about him just living and living and living, when you see that, that's the Darth Maul I want. Like Rebels Darth Maul is cool and interesting at a certain point. The Clone Wars, you're stretching it. Even though it took the Clone Wars to get to it, I get it.
Yeah.
But come on, that's what I want. We just watched the Darth Maul scene of Solo again. I didn't even realize it was that long. I thought he like came on. He was just like,
do this shit. Okay.
Dryden died. You should come with me. All right. But it was like a full conversation back and forth. They couldn't have been just one person. Well, bitch, I wasn't here. No, that's cool.
It's fucking awesome.
Oh, too bad he's dead. Finally died by the hands of Kenobi, which was fitting.
It was very fitting.
It's very fitting.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're done with this shit. I didn't even finish my beer. It's a bad day. It's raining out. My saltied panties.
About to get some chips on the way home. That's all I've been thinking about this entire time.
What time is it?
Chips.
Chips time.
Time for chips, motherfucker.
Quarter till chips. Thank you guys for tuning in. Rogue Squadron Podcast. I am Mopar.
I am Commander Cody.
We had
much appreciated.
Yeah, we had North High's Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
It was decent. Very good to decent. 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Dave Driley
Won the giveaway that he gets to pick. Okay,
acting like a winner up in this bitch.
Right, yeah, fucking fancy.
He better not win again.
What happens when they only get to win once and we run out?
They quit.
So I'm gonna start taking the prizes. Somebody sign up, please.
Someone sign up so I can win. Thank you guys for tuning in to Rogue Squadron Podcast.
Yeah, so oh my no more feedback, please. Thank you. Check out our fanboy commentary. Like we mentioned, we just did The Last Jedi last week. That is up on the podcast feed and on the YouTube channel with and without the movie audio. So if you want to listen to it on the go, or if you want to sit down, sync it up to your favorite movie of all time, the best movie, arguably Star Wars, hands down, guaranteed, Last Jedi. You can do that. We'll be back. We will be back. We will be back. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Most of the time.
Due back next Sunday for episode 1.
We should make a meme of that.
What?
We're due back next Monday. Next Sunday.
Oh.
We'll make it.
Weiss.
Make
it.
Not gonna happen.
I will be in LA next week for episode 160, but I'll conveniently have all my shit with me. So we're going to do an episode live still on schedule.
On schedule every day.
So we'll see how it goes.
Schedule's not every day. Chili cheese Fritos!